काही आवाज वगैरे येणार नाही.
नाही तू बोला ना, मी जॉईन होतो ना त्याला. आवाज चेक करून
सगळ्याला जाईल ना.
हा सर. चालेल चालेल. कारण ते सर 200 स्टेशन झाल्यानंतर शेवटी येते परफॉर्मन्स.
अगोदर विचार गोरे सरला बोलू का? गोरे sir, may I start?
Yeah, sure, sir. I hope.
Actually, 24 participants are joined this webinar.
Okay. Hello. Am I audible? Am I audible clearly, sir? Hello. Dr. Ingole, sir.
Gore sir, may I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, but what about me? Am I audible? Hello. Hello, Ingole, sir. Am I audible?
Gore, nice. Okay, very good. Solid.
Ingole, sir. Am I audible to you?
Solid.
Anyone can reply, please, whether I am audible or not. Hello. Okay, thank you.
Gore sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Gore sir.
Yes, sir. I'm well connected.
Yeah. त्यांनी मला बोललं ना मला गोरे सर. हॅलो गोरे सर. हॅलो. हॅलो गोरे सर, मे आय स्टार्ट?
Yeah, please proceed, sir.
आवाज येईना.
Please proceed.
गोरे सर, आपला आवाज येत नाहीये.
Sir, I am well connected.
Yes, now you are audible.
Is it?
Yes, sir, yes.
Thank you. You can proceed, sir.
Okay. So, good afternoon, one and all. Friends, we are in a lockdown, but not down in COVID-19 pandemic situation. I heartily welcome all of you with a great pleasure in our online state level workshop on MOOCs, a conceptual design organized by the IQC internal quality assurance cell of our college. At the outset of Shivaji, the team of Shivaji is need to welcome all the participants who are joined by logging Zoom app and who are watching live on the YouTube. We are received a overwhelming response from our state, within the country and out of countries also. First, I heartily welcome to our patrons, Honorable Shivajirao Pawar, ex-education officer, Jilla Parishad Hingoli, Honorable Mandatai Pawar ma'am, the president of our parent society, Sri Shivaji Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, Hingoli. I welcome the advisory committee members, our tireless and dynamic principal, Dr. B.G. Gaikwad sir, and enthusiastic vice principal of my college, Dr. Balasaheb Shivsagar sir, my friend Dr. Nitunde sir, who is one of the best teachers and IQC coordinator from Sri Shivaji College, Parbhani. I cordially welcome a nationally well-known acclaimed scholars and academicians, today's chief speaker, my mentor, my guru. Etymologically, GU means darkness and RU means the remover, who remove the darkness in the life of student. That particular person is called guru. So my real guru, Dr. Vitthal Gore sir, head of the Department of English and IQC coordinator from Sri Haugi Swami College, Udgir. Gore sir has a big role in shaping my life, and I developed myself as a teacher, as a researcher, and as a IQC coordinator only because of Honorable Dr. Vitthal Gore sir. Friends, we know that internal quality assurance cell is a significant administrative body that is responsible for all the quality matters. It plays a vital role for quality assurance and a catalytic improvement in higher educational institutions. So through this department, we have organized a wonderful workshop on MOOCs, a conceptual design. Friends, we know that massive open online courses means MOOCs are a disruptive trend in education. Several initiatives have emerged during the last periods to give support to MOOCs, and many educators have started offering courses as a MOOCs in different areas and disciplines. However, designing a MOOC is not an easy task. Educators need to face not only pedagogical issues, but also other issues of logistical, technological, and financial nature, as well as how these issues relate and constrain each other. Currently, a little guidance is responsible or is available for educators to address the design of MOOCs from scratch, keeping balance between all these issues. So the IQC department has organized such a wonderful workshop. So let me introduce today's chief speaker, my mentor, Dr. Vitthal Gore sir. Dr. Vitthal Gore sir has been in the field of teaching for the past 22 years. Now presently, he is working as an assistant professor of English in Sri Haugi Swami College, Udgir, and a head of the Department of English. He is a postgraduate in English from Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, which is our affiliated university, Nanded. So he did a MPhil from Madurai Kamraj University, Madurai, and he did his PhD research from Usmania University, Hyderabad. He passed the Rater certification test and participated in the written and spoken assessment program for GET and TOEFL conducted by Educational Testing Services USA, India Limited. He also completed a professional development course, Cambridge English Teacher, Language Awareness from University of Cambridge, UK. He has developed e-content as a subject expert for 23 different topics from British literature, American literature, Indian writing in English, and English language teaching, also gave 15 video presentations for UGC CE e-content development program by MHRD, NME, ICT. It was a sponsored project conducted by Educational Multimedia Research Center, English and Foreign Languages University, IFLU, Hyderabad. So his video lectures are being telecasted by MHRD Swam TV channel. In addition, he has also developed a language software titled Computer-Based English Language Training Program. In addition, he has been working as a resource person for UGC, HRDC, national and state level conferences, seminars, and short-term courses. He participated in a different seminar, conferences, and workshops at university, state, national, and international levels. 27 research papers go to his credit, which he published in a national and international conferences and journals also. In addition, besides, an in-house publication also goes to his credit, which is published in 2008 under the title English Language Communication Skills Lab Manual. He has been the chief editor for NGI newsletter, The Tidings, for 7 issues in a row. Over and above, he successfully worked as the convener 2009 SW second for the Consortium of Andhra Pradesh Minority Educational Institutions and conducted Andhra Pradesh state level counseling at 4 different centers for ECET, ICET, EAM, ECT, EDCET, and PGECT. He was also appointed as the convener EDCET 2010 for SW second for Federation of Andhra Pradesh Minority Educational Institutions. So a great academician, a great scholar, Dr. Vittal Gore sir. So I would like to, Honorable Gore sir, please talk on your topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I am really thankful to Dr. Kishore Ingole, sir. I think he has provided the full-fledged details of my profile, and he still remembers whatever he learned from me almost in 1998, 97. I too don't exactly remember. It is long back when we were together there in Hingoli. First of all, I congratulate the organizing institution, that is Shivaji College, Hingoli, for conducting and organizing a talk or a workshop on MOOCs, a conceptual design. Friends, the topic assigned to me is of course very latest, and it is in too much demand, I would say. If you go through your PBAS form, you will find that it is considered to be one of the integral aspects of our assessment as a faculty. But one fact related to this is, as Dr. Ingole also mentioned in his introduction, that a very little guidance is available in this. So I want for taking up such a topic which is disparately required for the teachers' fraternity, especially teaching at senior college level and university level. So friends, as it has been labeled as a workshop. So of course, I would like to initiate my presentation with a very short activity, and hope you will also be very interactive in this respect. As you know very well, that this particular era, that is technologically advanced, and as a few people call it, that we are living in the post ultra modern period. I think we need to really consider a few aspects which are the integral aspects of our survival today. That is entertainment, communication, printing, purchase or currency, and data processing. As far as entertainment is concerned, you will agree that there is a radical difference that has really taken place in the course of time. I hope there is a good number here, those who belong to the 20th century and of course now living life in the 21st century. At least a few of you might have exposure to the kind of cinema which was really being provided on different platforms during the touring talkies and all. And if you see today, the kind of digital development which has taken in the course of time, and today we enjoy the highly sophisticated digital gadgets and home theaters and audio video systems and all that very much available in our household. Same thing happened in the respect of communication also. Once upon a time, we were exposed to a very heavy desktop telephones, but now we are carrying highly sophisticated digital gadgets called smartphones. If you get into the printing realm, I think many of us have experienced or seen the cyclostyle machines. But today, if at all you want to publish your book, and you can get a print hardly in the span of an hour or two. That shows the kind of development that we have in the course of last 30 to 40 years or so. Many of us have used the metal coins. Maybe the present generation, 20th century, 21st century generation is hardly exposed to this kind of currency. But now we are using digital formats for money transactions. We are using smart cards. We are using ATM and credit cards. So it also indicates that how the survival of an individual is affected by so many aspects around. The way you used to purchase in your childhood is now totally changed. You have so many online platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, and so on, that will provide you whatever exactly you need, and everything will be available at your disposal. Same thing happened in the respect of data processing. Long back, we used to manually write on a piece of paper. In the course of time, we get or we could get a typewriter. But now we are using the highly sophisticated digital gadget called a laptop or a palm top, and using all these digital devices, electronic devices, for data processing. But my point is how this development has taken place in the last 30 years or so, right in front of us, and we witnessed it, our generation witnessed it. What are the factors actually responsible for it? My next slide will make an attempt to justify that. If you really see the WTO efforts, once upon a time it was called GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff. Now it is famous as World Trade Organization. That has really brought the entire world or all the countries in different continents together. Probably you are familiar with the policy, that is LPG policy, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. That has actually brought a sea change in the conditions that we are into. The world towards the end of the 20th century and the world in the first couple of decades of the 21st century, you will realize that there are a number of things that can be counted and that will indicate the kind of progress that the human beings have done in the respect of technological development. Similarly, automation has affected our life positively, I would like to say. Of course, it may have its own demerits also. But as a matter of fact, this automation and the expansion of information and technology, that has really brought a kind of considerable change in our outlook to life also. Because my topic, that is MOOC, is directly related to the transfer of information and communication technology. Whatever we are going to do in the course of this 1 hour or so, you will realize that will make an attempt to correlate the things with academics. As all of us are into the field of teaching. And I think we need to be so conscious of our responsibility as a teacher. And when we look at education holistically, we generally come across 4 to 5 very important points. That is curriculum, quality of instruction, effectiveness of colleges, and a variety of students that we find in our classrooms. But now my question is related to all these 5 points which are displayed right on your screen. What is the role of a teacher? What do we do in the respect of curriculum? How do we deal with the quality of instruction? How do we handle at our own level, right in the class? How the college environment and the college atmosphere or the classroom atmosphere affect our teaching? and how the students are either encouraging or discouraging a faculty. All these things are really forming a person called a teacher over there in the class. So we always ask ourselves, what do we teach? Second, how do we teach? Third, where do we teach? And fourth, and the most important, what I personally feel, whom do we teach? I think that is our role, and we need to speculate in this respect very meticulously. But now you will find that I have very intentionally placed some of the emoticons in the student's role, right? And I'll just keep it open to you all to speculate yourself, to have your own perception in this respect for 30 seconds or so, and then think about when a teacher delivers in the class, the kind of role played by the teacher, and then just speculate about the role played by a student. And in the respect of other questions also that I put over there on the screen, you please do think about it. Now my point is, the kind of change that has come in the 21st century, has it really changed a teacher in the course of time? Just to change the curriculum or few components of your syllabus or a textbook, does it really serve the purpose? And is it really going to address the requirements of the 21st century? I think we need to really consider this aspect very meticulously. In this respect, Alvin Toffler, who is an American writer and a futurist, made an interesting statement. He said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot write and read, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So the first part of the statement is self-explanatory. I'm not going to talk about it. But the second part of the statement is very crucial, and I think everybody will agree that until and unless the teachers' fraternity really keep learning, unlearning, and relearning, the things won't move in our favor. The reason is also very obvious, because many of you may have a doubt about learn, unlearn, and relearn. If you try to correlate all these things with information and communication technology, with the digital development in the world, the technological advancement in the world, then you will realize that this process is really very, very essential. As everybody knows, what do I mean to say about learning? But the question arises, as in terms of Alvin Toffler, why do we unlearn? And again, why do we relearn? Actually, this unlearn and relearn are well interconnected. Because the technology is rapidly developing, for every 2 to 3 months or so, we get something new, a new version. And when you are in the process of learning, unlearning, and relearning, then only you will be able to address the requirements of the present day. I think similar thing is also to be done by every academician, every teacher, maybe at the school level or else even at the university level. Because the process of learning should be a continuous process. The process of unlearning should be a continuous process, because whatever is outdated, you need to unlearn. And whatever is updated, you need to learn. So if you could really focus on these issues, you will realize that what is the actual importance of the thing that we are going to discuss today, that is MOOC, a conceptual design. As I just made a statement in the respect of Alvin Toffler, here you have Mark Prinsky, who published a book in 2001 titled as Digital Natives and Digital Immigrants. He made an interesting statement in his book. He says, today's learners are different. They think and process information fundamentally different from their predecessors. Mind it well, we belong to the generation, and the generation that we are teaching in the class is the latest generation that we have. The way we think, the way we process the information is fundamentally different as done by your student there in the class. And that's why I would like to tell you all, until and unless you create a bridge between the 21st century generation and as we belong to the 20th century, I think we will not be able to really get adjusted with the requirements today. And if you holistically look at the entire teaching learning paradigm, you will also realize that it has gone through a consistent change in the course of time. As all of us know, the traditional lecture method that we adopted for a long period of time, and until and unless we were provided with some other methods or we were introduced with some other methods, this traditional lecture method is even popular today. But gradually you will realize that the traditional lecture method over there in the class, where a teacher and the student or a group of students are available over there in a place called a classroom, is changed in the course of time in the open university system and distance learning mode. You find the presence of the curriculum, you find the presence of the activities, but in the absence of a teacher. So a kind of self-learning system was elaborately established all over the world, and that was called either the open university system or the distance learning mode. But since this ICT, that is information and communication technology development, took place in the last couple of decades or so, you will realize that our classrooms were provided with ICT equipments. It may be your computer or a laptop or a tablet or a screen or a projector, whatever it may be. Different equipments are available called information and communication technologically supported equipments. And the kind of education that we started providing to our students was called ICT enabled education. So your traditional lecture method was supported with ICT enabled tools. And of course, it has really created a different scenario in the world. Similarly, this blended learning, which is a very systematic, mixture of the traditional teaching and the modern tools of teaching, that was also a grand success in different areas of the world. And eventually, now in the era of this postmodern, ultra-modern era, we find a wide scope given to e-learning platform and virtual learning campuses. Actually, this virtual learning campus yet to come to India, but it is very much in the air over there in USA, European countries and some other developed countries. But of course, we are on the way. In a very short period of time, this virtual learning campus will be available over here in India, either by the government system or else over there in the private system. But it will definitely come. So when you look at this scenario, you will realize that our journey from traditional lecture method to e-learning or virtual campus learning and teaching and learning, that is really forcing us to do which is really required in the present time. Now we are already into the third decade of the 21st century. Now you could see a list of popular online and MOOC platforms. Just have a quick glance over here. You can go for any of these, not an issue at all. Whether it is Lynda, Udemy, Khan Academy, Coursera, Allison, edX, FutureLearn, Udacity, and as the last three that I mentioned over here are introduced by Government of India. That is NPTEL, Swayam, and Arpit. So these are the popular online or MOOC platforms which are available for each one of us. But of course, until and unless we are supported by the internet facility, we will not be able to use any of them. But before I proceed with MOOC and its conceptual design, I would like to talk on the types of online courses which are available today. Of course, we are using internet for the dissemination of knowledge. Now I am located somewhere here on the confluence of Karnataka and Maharashtra border. And all of you, all the respected teachers or teachers fraternity, maybe from different areas of the country. Even some of you are from foreign land. Right now, we are connected through internet via or through internet. That is our digital virtual connectivity is there. And if at all we put on our cameras, that will be treated as online face-to-face interaction. So you have online courses which are taught by the trainers or the teachers or the mentors to the students or the learners face-to-face. You have hybrid courses. Some part is provided through online platform and only sometimes the teacher will make his appearance virtually. You have flipped courses. In this kind of course, you find the instructors generally record their lectures or use open educational resources, ready-made material on internet to provide the lecture content to the expected learners. Similarly, you have the web-based teaching and learning method also. But considering the development in the areas of all these types of online courses, and if you try to compare and contrast with the last one, that is MOOC, you will realize that all the major universities or very reputed universities in the world, and almost all the governments of the respective countries, developing or developed countries, are focusing on this MOOC platform. But before I explain and let you know what exactly you mean to say MOOC and how this conceptual design really make you well equipped with the preparation for a MOOC course, I think we need to understand what do you mean by actually this Budapest Open Access Initiative called BOAI has really brought out this term called open access in 2001. When this event was conducted, titled as Budapest Open Access Initiative in 2001, during the discussions over there, this term called open access was coined. Actually, this open access has two strategies. One is green open access and the other is gold open access. As far as this green open access is concerned, you get the self-achieving kind of thing you can do on your own. And similarly, you have the another strategy, that is gold open access, that is called in general open access publishing system. Actually, this open access refers to the free availability on the public internet, and whatever is freely available on the public internet, that actually gives you permission to read, download, copy, distribute, print, search, or link or send the links to the full text of these articles. You can crawl it, you can index it, you can pass it on to others, you can pass on the data, you can use the software, you can reuse the software, so on and so on. So when we use them for any lawful purpose, mind it well, this point is very important, that gets into IPR, intellectual property rights and all. Without the financial, legal or technical barriers other than those inseparable from gaining access to the internet itself. So the material in any form, called digital material, whether it is a book or a textbook or research article or a photograph or a PDF document or a PowerPoint presentation or software, anything which is available in the electronic domain, if at all it is into the green open access, you can use it, reuse it, share it, no issue at all. There are a few areas which have its own restrictions under the IPR, that is intellectual property rights and all, and only a few of them or some of them or selected of them are kept into this gold open access until and unless you have the membership subscription or some sort of financial give and take, you won't be able to use it. So this open access, as especially the green open access, is giving way to the MOOC platform. So all my dear friends, please look at this particular image. The photograph of Dave Cormier from University of Prince Edward Island, Canada. He is the man who has coined the phrase or a term or the acronym that is MOOC in 2008. Actually, he developed a course, the first ever MOOC course in the world, and that was titled as Connectivism and Connective Knowledge. That was the very first ever MOOC course introduced by any university, and that was done by, or the course was offered first by University of Manitoba. In fact, this Dave Cormier was working as the professor in the University of Prince Edward Island. But the course that he developed, titled as Connectivism and Connective Knowledge, it was first offered as a course, that is MOOC course, by the University of Manitoba. So of course, whatever development we could see today, only under the Swayam platform, crores of learners are taking the advantage of the available courses, right? Then you just realize number of platforms I presented on the screen just before. Just imagine how many number of students scattered all over the world are really taking the advantage of this kind of courses. I think it will be beyond our imagination. So friends, now you could find on your screen the 4 quadrants or the 4 letters of this acronym, that is MOOC. That is, M stands for massive, O stands for open, another O stands for online, and C stands for course. That is, the full form of the acronym is massive, open, online course. Now I'll try to interpret each of the word over here so that you'll be able to understand what exactly this MOOC is all about. When you say M stands for massive, you call it massive because it has a massive coverage, a massive focus, massive number of participations, means you find a huge number. You have a massive community, learners community and teachers community, and you have massive connections. Of course, you are getting virtually connected, but the number of connections would be in multi-millions. Already I told you. Swayam itself has crossed the barriers of more than 1 crore learners, right? So just imagine what is going to happen in the near future. And that's why the first acronym or the first letter of the acronym M stands for massive. Then you have open. Open means open access. Open means open registration. Open means open content. Open means it is free of charge. And open means it is affordable. These are the meanings which are assumed as far as the second letter, that is O, of this acronym is concerned. Some of you may have a doubt that, sir, it is not free of charge. Mind it well, learning is absolutely free of charge. Right? Nobody will stop you. Once you register, access is open, registration is free, and registration is also open depending on the time slots given. Whatever content is provided, whether it is in the text form or the video form or the audio form, that is also open. You can download, save it in your computer or laptop, use it to your convenience, no issue. Otherwise, it is all the time available online. So learning is absolutely free of charge. And I mentioned the last word, affordable. Those who want a certificate, those who want to get their certification done, they are expected to pay nominal charges for conducting your examination, your invigilation charge, your processing charge, your certificate charge, whatever system will run in order to conduct your examination and award you a certificate. So just nominal charges are there. For Swayam courses, I think they charge only 1,000 rupees per course if at all you want a certification. And if you want to learn, you need not pay even a single penny. You can learn the entire course from day one to the last one. And you can even appear for whatever internal assessment is going on in between the course, right from beginning till the end. Then you have the another later in the acronym, that is another O, second O. This O stands for online education, online content. This online means, or O means, it is virtual here. It is purely web-based, and whatever data either sent by you or provided by your instructor from the course, that will be available in the cloud space, and that's why it is called online. You need not approach your teacher to the cabin of the teacher or the classroom. Everything is virtual. Everything is online, and that's why it is called online. And finally, you have the last letter in the acronym, that is C. C stands for course. It means a course work. What kind of course is this? It is a self-paced course. It is provided in the self-learning mode. All the assessments, right from beginning till the last date of your course, is scripted systematically. And constantly, you are given the feedback of your development or progress in the course, credits that you are scoring in the course of time. And finally, those who want a certification, of course, depending on their performance in the final end exam or examination, you will be awarded a grade. I'll let you know how the things really move on. So here, now at least you understood what do you mean by a MOOC course. The full form of the MOOC is Massive Open Online Course. Or if at all it is plural, you can call it courses. Now the question is, what are the features of a MOOC course? I should say only MOOC, because the last C stands for course itself. If you look at this particular slide, you will realize that there are a number of features that can be counted over here. But I just used a few selected of them, not all. There will be a huge list of features of MOOC as such. So, first of all, you have the mobile and decentralized and just-in-time learning. See the term that I used. If at all you register for a course as a learner, whatever mobility you have, wherever you are, however you are, And if at all you have a positive intuition to learn, you can simply get into or sign into your account of your MOOC course, registered MOOC course, and you can learn. It's not like you have a college timing from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come to the class, learn under the guidance of the teacher, and go back to your place, go back to your home. It's not like that. It is the discretion of the learner when and how to learn. Secondly, as I said before, everything is cloud-based kind of data. Of course, it is uploaded by the organizing unit, whether it is NPTEL or SWAYAM or ARPIT or EDX, whatever. So you have a virtual laboratory and a virtual platform available 24 hours. So it is up to you when to use and how to use. You have the MOOC content in different file formats. I hope you know different digital file formats. Like you have the Word documents, you have PDF, you have rich text, you have images, JPG images, you have video formats, whether it is MP4 or whatever. Okay. So you get access to a different kind of content in different file formats available online, available virtually. Another important feature of a MOOC is different types of assessment. See, they don't go for a peculiar way as suggested by your affiliating university and the teacher is forced to do assessment in one particular way as directed. No, it's not like that. The assessment done by the course instructor depends on the kind of component that he developed. Whether to ask multiple choice questions on a particular module or to ask the learner to do some activity personally, or else to create a forum and ask different learners to come together virtually and complete an academic task, or else to ask someone to write elaborate document on a piece of paper and upload the same to the instructor for assessment, depends. This is all depending on the instructor and the kind of content that the instructor has processed in the MOOC. And once this continuous assessment is done during the course and final assessment at the end of the course, your progress analysis, which is a consistent time and again process, and your final grades are clearly indicated in a particular place over there in your progress sheet, that you will come to know whether I am improving myself or not, or wherever I am lagging, if at all I am not really performing well. The another important feature is, I'll just quickly go through, the instructor will automatically, he will also use the automatic, system, teaching system. You will get notifications, you will get emails time and again, depending on your need to look at. If at all you fail to complete any assignment, couple of reminders will be sent to you. Credits and certifications will be announced. They will keep updating you. If at all you want a certification, pay certain fees at a particular point of time to particular account, so on and so on. So likewise, you will realize that these are counted as the salient features of MOOC. Beyond that, you have the virtual or online discussion forums which are created by the instructor, video lectures ranging from 3 to 5 minutes to 30 minutes maximum on different topics as presented by the course instructor depending on the course material. The course instructor also conducts online quiz or quizzes, if at all there are many. So if you look at this slide, you will realize that the kind of academic activity that we are doing now, quite in a traditional format in our colleges and universities, and the kind of digital platform which is made available by all these online MOOC platforms, I think there is a radical change. There is a considerable change. And what I feel that we need to take the advantage of MOOC courses which are available online as a teacher, and we should encourage our learners to take the advantage, of course, as the learner. And if at all you want to develop your own course, by the end of the lecture, you will have a comprehensive idea at what exactly you are supposed to do in order to develop a particular course of your choice. And when we talk about the advantages of MOOC, you need to count a few very bulleted aspects in this respect. You have the participation of people having no access to higher education. Mind it well, there are many people, those who are away from the main track of learning due to different reasons. They could not take higher education. They could not get into the higher education. So if at all the learner is really willing to learn, the participation of such people can be anticipated, and this MOOC platform will really be a blessing in disguise. Similarly, you have the open and free enrollment, as I discussed earlier, open to anybody from any part of the world. Now we are teaching one particular course in our college. We get exposure to the limited number of students, those who are the integral part of our institution as a registered student. But just imagine that you develop a MOOC course and you get learners from all over the world. Somebody from Europe, somebody from America, somebody from Asia, somebody from Australia. Just imagine the kind of intellectual reach that you will have. Just imagine the kind of, a variety of students belonging to different cultures, different languages, different mindset, different civilizations you are going to address as a course instructor. So this is all possible only when we really develop a MOOC. Similarly, you have online collaboration of learners and instructors as well. Suppose you want to develop a course on soft skills and you have a friend who is working there in Delhi, or somebody working abroad, and you want to collaborate with, because you know the skill set of the person, and you want to induct him as an instructor, as a presenter or a video presenter in your course. You can comfortably do that. But bringing the outside world inside the traditional classroom is the most challenging thing for all of us. Because our classrooms are not virtually developed. We don't get the virtual platform right available in our traditional classroom. And that's why this online collaboration, that of learners and that of teachers or instructors, is possible only through a MOOC. Secondly, you have the affordable alternative for formal education. As you know, in the European countries and American countries, higher education is very costly. At least in India, okay, it is affordable, no doubt. Maybe in some private universities, hefty charges are there of maintenance and all. But the overall scenario of formal education all over the world, and when it comes to the financial requirements for the professional courses, I think MOOC is going to be very affordable. Similarly, it will improve the access of learner to the higher education. As I said right in the beginning in this respect. And you should really get the advantage because the MOOC is flexible. It's a flexible learning platform. It supports your career opportunities. I'm thinking in the learner's point of view. As I said earlier also, it is purely or absolutely free of cost. Only your certification is, needs some investment. And don't call it expense. Because whenever we spend something for education, this education is going to give you some returns. And when you are getting your returns, it means whatever expenditure you are doing in academics or teaching or learning process or education, that should be called an investment, not an expenditure. So here, now you come to know about what are the advantages of a MOOC. And as I said before also, you have a peer grading system which is adopted by the course instructors. But as I said, something very positive about MOOC, I think I need to bring to your kind notice about some of the disadvantages of MOOCs. I'll not just be very elaborate in this respect, but you need to know as a teacher, or I would say in future, maybe at least one of you or a few of you will introduce your course or develop your course. Here, what actually happens in the MOOC, just like your open university system or distance learning system, student need to be responsible for his own work. Until and unless you are serious about the course, your involvement will not be seen over there. In the classroom, if at all somebody is discouraged, we try to encourage the student to come up well, right? But since the course instructor of a MOOC cannot see anybody personally, right? So how can he or she encourage a student to get active? So what I feel like this is the most important disadvantage of MOOC. Second one, in my opinion, is MOOCs do not provide active feedback. As I said, everything is machine made. The program is developed. Assignments and questions are developed. Just like artificial intelligence, your computer is given or provided with the artificial brain to do. And the kind of feedback that you get, it is not a customized feedback for every individual, developed personally and separately by the instructor. This feedback is developed or generated with the help of the learning management system, and that is provided to the learner. So of course, it cannot be called the active feedback, but I personally feel. Third, the MOOCs provide self-directed learning. It is purely self-directed. The teacher or the instructor will give instructions you need to follow. The instructor will deliver a presentation on a topic. You need to carefully listen and follow from the text or the material provided. So it is a kind of self-directed learning system. The most important lacuna of this system is you get limited real world engagement. You know, when we are there in the class, as you know, actions speak louder than words. When a teacher stands in the class, talks on poetry, or talks on the concept of love, or talks on the concept of something very interesting to the students, I think a few words, but the more the action or the body language conveys so much to the students. But does it happen in this virtual world? No. You get limited real world engagement. You are virtually connected with your text, with your teacher or the instructor, with your study material, your assignments, everything virtual, nothing real. Whatever videos you watch out on the screen, that is also not at all real. They are either recorded or animated. And another, very considerable disadvantage in my opinion is the dropout rate of the student is very, very high. Suppose you develop a course on yoga, okay, and you find like 1 lakh students have enrolled for the course, but finally if you come down to the checklist, you will realize that hardly a few thousand have enrolled for the examination, those who need your certification, but final output will be again considerably low. So the student drop rate is very high. And finally, technical problems. I am fortunate that the internet is working smooth and proper, and I am in a position to get connected with all the participants. My audio is clear, my video is clear, the transmission of my PPT is also all clear. So everything is going on well. But sometimes your laptop doesn't work, your camera fails, your audio system collapses, your computer creates a problem, your antivirus disturbs, so on and so on. Any number of technical problems are really possible or found over there in the course of your preparations. Now I'll focus on, before I deal with the structure of a MOOC course, I would like to bring to your notice about the challenges of a MOOC. I'll just quickly go through. As far as a MOOC course is concerned, you rely on user-generated content. Until and unless you are digitally prepared, digitally educated, it will be difficult for you to understand and use the platform. Your time and efforts from learner and the instructor are, of course, depending on your own choice. Because the instructor will perform only once till he really, develop his entire course elaborately, providing you everything. Once launched, now the remaining part is that of a learner. Similarly, one of the important challenges of a MOOC is language translation barriers. Presently, the courses are available only in English. Almost all the platforms are providing courses in English. But recently, I really appreciate the efforts done by Swayam platform that they have also introduced some of the courses in Hindi language. And now they are planning for all the state languages in our country. So shortly, you will get courses in Bengali or Marathi or Gujarati, or even your South Indian languages. So that possibility is always there, and it is wide open for all of us. Accreditation is also a problem. As our colleges are accredited by either NAC or NBA, depending on the kind of college that we are into. So till date, even after introducing all these MOOC courses in 2008 onwards, till date, no accreditation system has been ever introduced by any. Neither by the foreign platforms and nor by the Indian platforms like NPTEL, Swayam and Arpit. So this accreditation stands a big challenge for all of us. And as it is discussed earlier also, self-regulation and self-motivation is needed. But now the question is, if at all you get demotivated for something, who is going to motivate you for the completion of the course? Because the course instructor is far away from you. He is virtually connected with you. He sends you updates, he sends you notifications, he sends you reminders, but this is all computer generated. So the high drop rate, standard of grading, automated grading system, peer grading, and teaching assistant grading, all these are also considered as the challenges of a MOOC course. And if at all you really want to develop your own MOOC course, of course, you can try one of the links that I provided over here. Don't worry. After the presentation, I'll share one direct link for the faculty members, those who are interested in developing their own Swayam MOOC course. Because presently, Swayam has invited the proposals from all the teachers and teachers fraternity from our country. So that link will be shared with you all through the organizer, through Dr. Ingole. Okay. But if at all those who are willing to, you can go for any of the links which is flashed on your screen, that of EDX, Eliademy, Coursera, Udacity, OpenUpEd. These are the foreign platforms. But when it comes to the Indian platforms, which are developed by Government of India, or the previously known as your MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development. Now we call it, Department of Education. So this comes under Department of Education now, that is NPTEL, Swayam and Arpit. As far as Swayam courses are concerned, actually Swayam is the full form of Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. That is Swayam. Atmanirbhar. Swayam stands for Atmanirbhar. You stand on your own. You are not interdependent. You are self-dependent. So be self-dependent. Do some of the courses available online. Upgrade your quality, upgrade your standard, upgrade your skills, and be well equipped as required in the modern period. Now, my dear friends, now I'm going to talk about the structure of a MOOC. Those who are willing to develop own course or courses, please be cautious about these stipulated guidelines from the Swayam and other, Google, your MOOC platforms. So you have a, acceptable duration of your course. MOOC should be from 4 weeks to 16 weeks, right? 4 weeks means 1 month course. 16 weeks means 4 months course. So it depends on the length and the content of your course. It depends what kind of topic you are taking up. It depends what kind of thing that you are going to introduce from your side. You will realize that the credits will be transferred or converted depending on the length of your course, right? So you can go for a 4-week course, 8-week course, 12-week course, or 16-week course. Depends on the topic and the length that you are going to develop. Secondly, a MOOC is accessible, mind it well, in the learner's point of view. A MOOC is accessible 24 hours a day, 7 weeks a week, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. So it is always available, and a learner can use it to his convenience. So the majority of the content which is delivered through a MOOC platform is generally called asynchronous. First of all, you need to understand what do you mean by asynchronous or asynchronously. It means student can access it, or students can access it in their own time, at their own pace, and to their most convenient thing. So it is all their convenience, and that is called asynchronous. However, if at all you really want to develop a course, sometimes there can be optional synchronous events also. In the middle of the course, you can do that. Like you can conduct a live session called a live webinars. Now all of you are connected with the organizing institution and with me in the form of a live webinar. Some of you are watching even on live YouTube channel. So interactive sessions can be conducted called live webinars. Of course, that require the participants to join on time as per the specified date and time, so that the proper dissemination of knowledge, the proper interactive session can be conducted, and the learners will be benefited if at all any experts are inducted in between. Similarly, you have, when you develop a course, you have to develop a standard MOOC that has a set of videos ranging from 5 minutes to maximum 30 minutes. You will not be allowed to record any of the video on your topic for more than 30 minutes. It can be as short, that goes for 5 minutes, maximum 30 minutes, not beyond that. Because this is a kind of stipulated thing done by the Swayam and other platforms also. Probably they have taken this psychological point of view into consideration. How long a learner can concentrate on the screen? How long a learner can really receive the lessons from the screen, from the instructor, virtually? So that's why they have come to a conclusion that maximum 30 minutes time will be allotted to a learner, to the instructor. So the learning of students in a MOOC is usually assessed by the multiple choice questions. If at all you develop a course, be cautious that simultaneously you start preparing your MCQs also, multiple choice questions also. For every bit that you present in the video form, or else whatever learning material you are providing to your students. So just develop very meticulously prepared multiple choice questions, and that will definitely be useful to you as an instructor and useful to the learner when he learns and finds out whether he is successfully moving on. Then here I would like to talk on, I would like to talk on an important component of MOOCs, which is assignment, and students have to upload their assignments, solutions into the MOOC platform. So when you develop a course, you need to prepare your questions or points for the assignments that you need to transfer or provide to your learners, those who have taken up your course or registered to your course. And you need to get the responses, positive responses and replies to your assignments also. Sometimes you need to manually evaluate, and if at all you can do it automatically with the help of learning system, automatic learning system, you can do it. But you need to be technologically savvy in order to do all that. Similarly, this peer-to-peer student evaluation and grading is to be done by themselves, is to be done by the learner. Sometimes it is done, but the course instructors don't actually go for this. They mostly rely on the automatically generated evaluation system or assessment system. As I said before also, the another component is the forum. You can develop, you can create your own forum where the students can post their questions, other students can answer the questions. If at all your inputs are necessary as an instructor, you can also participate in the same activity. So you create a learners fraternity separately. You give them a platform to come together in order to discuss and deliberate something on of their own choice. But usually there are no prerequisites for taking up a MOOC course. Okay, as an instructor you will develop, and suppose you want an admission in your senior college, the student should be minimum intermediate, then only he will be admitted to senior college for a degree course. But for a MOOC course, there is no prerequisite necessary, only you are being computer savvy, you are being internet connected, that is all enough to take up a course. And the final point over here, that is, students usually don't need to buy any book in order to complete the course. As our students go to the library to borrow a book, or we insist our student to buy either a compulsory or second language book from the market and learn from it. But when you are doing a MOOC course, I'm thinking in the perspective of a learner, that you need not buy a single book. Each and every material, digital material, will be provided and made available by the course instructor. So these are some of the very important aspects related to your course. But now I'll talk on how exactly a course is to be developed by an instructor. You might have seen this term in your PBAS form also. If at all you want to get your score or marks for MOOCs, one thing is mentioned in the bracket. You should have developed a course with 4 quadrants. If at all you developed under this, stipulated format, then only you are entitled to claim certain score in your PBAS. Otherwise, no. What are these 4 quadrants then? Quadrant 1 is e-tutorial. Quadrant 2 is e-content. Please make a difference between e-tutorial and e-content. Quadrant 3 is web resources. And quadrant 4 is self-assessment. So if you want to claim something in your PBAS, ensure that the MOOC course that you are going to develop should have these 4 components. Until and unless your entire course is developed accordingly, it will not be considered by any assessment authority to give you certain score. Now, I'll explain each of the quadrant in detail. See here. This is called 4-quadrant approach. The components of e-learning system. I think you will also notice the same thing in the image that I inducted on the same slide. When I say quadrant 1, it means e-tutorial. What do you mean by e-tutorial then? E-tutorial contains video files, audio files. They are systematically organized. You have to have a proper shape or a proper form given, proper animation. You can induct certain things in the background as needed. Proper simulation is done that of your files. And finally, it should be ready for the virtual lab because everything will be transmitted virtually, digitally, with the help of the web, with the help of the internet. So you should also meet to the technical requirements also, so that the things will be smoothly reaching out to the learner's computer. So we need to develop that. Similarly, you have the quadrant 2, that is e-content over here. When I say e-content, electronically available content for the student in order to download, use, reuse, transfer, share, and so on. So it contains a PDF file, a Word document, ebook, illustrations, downloaded articles, downloaded books, video demonstrations ranging from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, any type of documents like Word documents or rich text documents, okay, anything, or your PowerPoint presentations, interactive simulations, whatever you conducted, whenever, wherever required. All these things are coming under e-content development. So first you have to develop e-tutorial because you need to have a text for video demonstrations. But first of all, prepare the tutorial for that also. It should be a parallel kind of development that you do. The third quadrant demands web resources. The web resources that you used as an instructor, the web resources that you want to suggest as an add-on resource to the learner. So you can provide related links, open content on internet, as I talked about open access, whichever is there in the open domain. You need not bother about the IPR there. So you just make it provide or make it available for the learner. If at all you want your learner to learn some case studies, or you want them to read about some historical developments of the subject, or you want to provide them some articles, you need to provide the proper links, which are active links in your program, in your course. They are called web resources. But mind it well, don't provide the demonstration of your own as the link in the web resource. It should be apart from the program, apart from the course, apart from the study material that you develop. Okay, apart means from other resources you should use, you should be so choosy about it. You should be so selective about it. And if at all you could do it, just enlist it and categorize it. Find out what are the links only. Link to be kept at one place. Open content, internet resources at one place. Case studies, you can give the heading there. Case studies, provide the links. Some historical developments related to the subject. Suppose history of English language, provide the link. Suppose there are some intellectual articles published by so many professors and scientists all over the world, but they are available in the open access system, not in the gold system. Gold access, okay? Don't go for gold access, go for open access and provide the link that can easily be opened by the learner. So when you create this sort of additional material, it will be added resources or extra resources or additional resources available to the learners. And the final quadrant over here, that is quadrant 4, is self-assessment. But of course, it has to be developed by the course instructor. As I insisted earlier also, once you start developing course or course material, please parallelly start developing MCQs. If at all it needs to introduce a kind of problem. Suppose you are dealing with accountancy or mathematics. Okay, you give problems to your students. So write down the problems. Create or develop your quiz or questions for your quiz. Finalize your assignments, questions for the assignments, points for the assignments. Find out whether any solutions also can be introduced over there. Check out when and how you need the live discussion forum or live webinar kind of thing. And similarly provide clarifications on general misconceptions that may be there in the mind of the learner, and finally provide FAQ, means generally asked questions by the learners, called frequently asked questions, so that will clarify the doubts in the mind of the learner. So if at all you could really develop your program based on this concept, it's not a concept, it's an approach, I would say, 4-quadrant approach, then only Swayam or NPTEL or ARPIT, if all you are preparing an orientation course or a refresher course for the teachers fraternity, you can approach to the ARPIT platform for developing your course as a course developer or instructor for refresher course or a short-term course or an orientation course also. These things are also possible for the teachers like us. So this is all from my end as far as the conceptual design of a MOOC is concerned. So once again, I repeat, those who want to develop a course, please make it sure that you are going to develop your course material under these 4 quadrants. So make a clear-cut division. Quadrant 1, e-tutorial, provide the things which are demanded over there. Quadrant 2, e-content, develop the material, your videos, etc., etc. Quadrant 3, finalize your web resources which are available in the open access. Go for that. And finally, prepare your self-assessment in order to assess the ability of your learner or whosoever is taking up the course. And you can test his ability through MCQ or problems or quizzes or live discussions and webinars or assignments, so on and so on. So friends, thank you very much for your patient listening. I could see those who joined over here right from the beginning till end, all have constantly remained over here on this live platform. And I appreciate your concern. I also express my sincere gratitude to the organizing institution and especially Dr. Kishore Ingole, who has given me this opportunity, and I could share some of my ideas in this respect. But actually, this is not the end. In this lecture, you could come to know that what is a MOOC, how is a MOOC, how to develop a MOOC, and what is a tentative structure of a MOOC. So actually, you need one more session that will give you a practical kind of thing, section-wise or quadrant-wise. We can develop something. Presently, I'm developing a course and I'm almost on the final stage. Very shortly, my course will come up. Either I will host it on EDX platform, which is an international platform from an American university, or else I may submit my document to Swayam. It depends on the time and my own decision in this respect. But we need to develop based on these 4 quadrants which are expected by all these MOOC platforms. So once again, I express my gratitude to everybody and a special thank to my dear participants. Thank you very much. If at all you have any queries, any questions, now this session is open for discussion. Over to you, Ingole sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for your thought-provoking, insightful, highly informative session, which has set a perfect platform to our participants. And you have cleared so many aspects regarding the MOOC, such as the features of MOOC, advantages of MOOC, challenges of MOOCs, and structure of MOOC, and 4 quadrant approach regarding to the MOOCs. So definitely, sir, you have made this session a very interesting and a very meaningful. So thank you very much. Now the session is open for a discussion. I would like to request all the participants, if you have any doubt, any query, any questions, so you can ask to our resource person.
So first of all, please introduce yourself and then proceed with your query or a question. Okay, it seems there is no query.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please. Please proceed, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
Sir, I am Dr. Jyotsna Lal from Mumbai, MMP Shah College. Sir,
Nice
first
to
of
see
all, I want to thank you very much that you have conducted a really informative session, and we all are going to get the benefit from it.
So nice of you.
Sir, I want to know that in fact, I am also interested to develop some course in future, definitely, because it is just the initial stage, and I'm trying to learn so many things, how to do the work virtually. So, sir, I wanted to know what to do for how to get the technical support. Technical support in the sense, suppose I am recording my video, so it needs proper platform, it needs proper technical support, recording, editing, uploading. So all these work are done by whom? I wanted to know for all these type of courses.
Okay. It's a very good question, no doubt. But one thing I would like to clarify, and as I said before also, that after the session, I will send you a link through Ingole sir. If you go to the link and submit your proposal, everything will be properly channelized by Swayam. That is number 1. Number 2, your query is very informative here for others also. Until and unless your course or the proposal is sanctioned by the competent authority, please do not proceed with the kind of thing like recording and all that. Don't do it. Because recording is to be done by a professional only.
Okay.
Swayam has already provided an elaborate document that gives you the total technical expectations from their side. In which format, in what size, what should be the length, what should be the technical details and all. So, unfortunately, we people sometimes don't understand that technicality. So don't worry about it. If you submit your proposal, suppose it is sanctioned by the sanctioning authority, they will get back to you, and later on, you have to find out a professional person. For example, you see, suppose you have a function at home or somebody is wedding at home, we don't record our own. We go for a photography center and we hire a person for the function, right? For video recording. Likewise, in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, in all these big cities, you get professional people available for recording of the academic topics. Okay, so you will get it. If at all you don't get, please keep in touch. I'll provide you some of the contacts and they will provide you the technical support. Okay, but first of all, just be in the initial stage. Just finalize your topic.
Yes.
Introduce your topic in a proper, elaborate manner. see that how you are going to address, what are your objectives, and how will it be useful to the learner. And then there is a template suggested by Swayam. Once you see my link that I forward later, you will come to know they have given you a specified structure. And in that specified structure, along with the permission of your respective college and university, along with their NOC, you need to submit that proposal to Swayam, and then the things will get streamlined. Right? Okay.
Sir, my another question regarding e-content development.
Yes.
Suppose the person who is preparing some video lecture and personally, individually, he is preparing the video lecture and he is uploading in the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So that can be considered as e-development content.
Yeah.
That will be considered for this NAC and all these under e-content development.
Yeah, this is also a very, very good question, ma'am. I should really appreciate your concern here. But one thing I say very clearly, as I said in my previous slide, that your course should have 4 quadrants: e-tutorial, e-content, web resources, self-assessment. That should go for a long period of time, minimum 4 weeks to 16 weeks. That should be acknowledged by Swayam, EDX, Udemy, or any other MOOC platform available in the world. Then only you will get score for your, what do you call it, MOOCs, number 1. And if you want to claim under e-content, actually e-content is also a different concept. Okay. If you remember, as you know, Dr. Ingole also talked about it while doing my introduction. He talked about MHRD project called e-content development project. What was that? UGC and MHRD sponsored e-content development project. And under that project, subjects were allocated to different EMMRCs in the country, Educational Multimedia Resource Center. Okay, so one is at Pune, another is at Hyderabad, third one at somewhere else there in Delhi. In different parts of the country, we have Educational Multimedia Resource Centers. Okay, so these centers were allocated the subjects, and the e-content which is developed by these EMMRCs are considered as authorized e-content. For your kind information, and Dr. Ingole also told that 15 lectures are recorded by UGC, that of mine, that I delivered on different topics related to Indian writing in English and British literature, American literature, so on and so on. So if at all you are inducted as a resource person or as a subject expert in this kind of thing, then only that will be treated as a full-fledged e-content development. I am also running one YouTube channel by the same name, Dr. Gore Vittal. Okay, and whatever teaching that I have done during the pandemic time, that is lockdown period, all these videos are properly processed and hosted on my YouTube channel. But as you raised a query, I cannot claim it as e-content. For your kind information, we cannot claim it as e-content. Of course, we can call it ICT enabled teaching. What can we call it? ICT enabled teaching learning can be labeled as, and we can say that apart from traditional teaching, apart from traditional lecture method teaching, I have used ICT platform, developed my own videos, uploaded on my college website or uploaded on my IQAC website or else my own personal YouTube channel and made available to everybody. Of course, you will get some credit for it, that you are doing something better than others or apart from others, right? I hope your doubt is clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there any question? So, okay. Now I would like to request my head of the Department of English, very enthusiastic head of Dr. Manisha Gowli ma'am, to propose the vote of thanks.
Hello, everybody. Myself, Dr. Gowli Manisha, Department of English, Shivaji College, Hingoli. For me, it is a great honor to propose a vote of thanks to all who have helped us in making this webinar such a resound success. First of all, I would like to propose heartily vote of thanks to our patrons, Honorable Sri Shivaji Rauji Pawar sir, Ex-Education Officer, Jilla Parishad Hingoli, Honorable Saumandatai Pawar, President, SSPM, Hingoli, our advisory committee, Honorable Dr. B.G. Gaikwad sir, Principal of Shivaji College, Hingoli, Honorable Dr. B.S. Shivsagar sir, Vice Principal, Shivaji College, Hingoli, Honorable Dr. Rohidas Nitonde sir, ICAC Coordinator of Sri Shivaji College, Parbhani. They all support us in very enthusiastic manner. I would like to thank our Chief Speaker, Dr. Vittal Gore sir, Head Department of English and also ICAC Coordinator of Sri Haugi Swami College, Udgir, for making the excellent presentation and making this online workshop interesting and very meaningful. Thank you, sir. I would like to give my vote of thanks to the organizer of this academic event, my colleague, Dr. Kishore Ingole sir, for making this workshop a great success. Let me express our sincere gratitude, thanks to all the participants who have given us the overwhelming response, actively participated in this workshop. Last but not least, let me express my sincere thanks to the technical support of Mr. Dikshit Ingole sir, who has handled all these technical things, and thanks to all the people who are directly, indirectly help us to make this event very cheerful. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Then I would like to request all the participants to fill up the feedback tank, and we shall provide this feedback form on a Telegram group. So please fill up correctly, then you will get your certificates. So thank you very much, sir. Once again, I thank Dr. Gore sir and all the participants who are actively participated in this online workshop. And definitely it will be very useful for your life also and for your academic events also. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.